Good morning. Little change of direction today, but for me personally, it's quite important to talk about Sir James Anderson, who later this morning will be starting his final test match playing cricket for England. And what a fucking career that man has had. Amazing. I remember him making his debut. It's probably more than it must be around 20 years ago. It might even be more. Maybe not, maybe a bit less. Anyway, the most successful pace bowler in cricket history. And he had a wobble at the beginning of his career. He went a little bit kind of almost young Premier League footballer. I remember him dyeing his hair blue at one time, and he was in and out of the team. I know he had injury problems at the start, and it was uncertain whether he was going to be the real deal. Well, he turned that around and became Sir James Anderson. He has one of the main stands at his county ground, Headingley, named after him. Amazing player. I particularly remember during lockdown, I was in isolation in my cell in Onley. England were playing a series against the West Indies. Behind closed doors. Any of you remember the setup? It was stay in a hotel, complete isolation, play the game, zero contact with anybody. I can't remember which test it was against the Windies, but Jimmy Anderson was then on 599 test wickets. There was a lot of rain that day. I was sitting in my cell, locked away, waiting. I believe play started around about 4 o'clock that afternoon, when finally the rain had held off for long enough for the pitch to be deemed playable. And Jimmy was bowling, and finally he got his 600th wicket. I can't believe that it seems like so little time has passed since then, and he's now on 700, and I'm not sure. He's definitely past 700. I think he might even possibly be on 700. It's unlikely, but if he takes 8 wickets during this game, his last game, he will equal the late great Shane Warne in the amount of wickets taken, and that's just amazing. I believe Shane Warne took 708 test wickets. I might be wrong. I'm kind of dredging the memory a little bit. But yeah, so hats off to Jimmy Anderson. Amazing. I think also as a batsman, he always bats number 11, very rarely any higher. But he can defend, he can keep a straight bat. I've got a feeling that he may be the batsman with the most not outs in Test history. If it isn't that, it's the most times a batsman has scored 1 in an innings. It's something like that. But yeah, I mean, when he comes in at number 11, a lot of the time you'd think, yeah, he can hang on for 20 minutes, half an hour, and he has done a few times. I'm not sure what his highest score is, but it's reasonable. I've got a feeling he may have made a 40 something at one time, or possibly even a 50. Again, you'll have to look that up. I'll try and remember to do that later. I've seen Jimmy Anderson play for England. I've been very fortunate to go to, even though I spend fucking most of my life locked up, or used to, I've been to quite a few Ashes games. It's always great playing Australia. It is the big one. And I've seen Jimmy take wickets against Australia. He could just put it in that area all the time, and this is fantastic chess matches against great batsmen, and he might work you for an over, 2, 3 overs, just getting inside your head, and then boom, he'll entice you. It'll either go through the gate or he'll nick an edge. He was brilliant at nicking edges. So yeah, and I in terms of the Ashes games, I've been lucky. Actually, a lad in the year above me at Hampton School was the co-founder of the Barmy Army, Leafy. He won't be seeing this, but so I've always been a member of the Barmy Army. It's a little bit football hooligan-y these days, so stay on the peripheries. I remember watching Jimmy bowl at Old Trafford back in the Ashes series, possibly 2012, maybe 13. And I was fortunate enough to bump into the great Merv the Swerve Hughes, complete with his walrus moustache. Big guy. Walked up to him, said hello. He was very pleasant, got a fantastic photograph with him, and that was a real nice thing. Bumped into him again at the Oval later that summer, and Australia were not doing great. Merv Hughes has he runs his own small kind of fans group, and he arranges for 200-300 of them to have their tour in England, Ashes, see some games. And I remember walking up to this group. They were a big pocket in the crowd at the Oval, all in their full Australian regalia, and Merv was sitting on the edge of this crowd, and I walked up and said, "Merv, hello mate, we met at Old Trafford. I just wondered if I could get a photograph again. It's really good to see you." He looked at me. He had a face like thunder. Australia were not doing well, and he went, "At the end of the over, mate." And yeah, he turned around and carried on watching, and I patiently waited, and he was very good. The photograph, he wasn't smiling like he was at Old Trafford, but it was really cool of him to do that. And I am not a person to bother famous people in any way, but I had to take the opportunity. And there we go. So this is just a doffed my cap to the greatest English bowler of all time, and probably the greatest, certainly the most successful pace bowler of all time in world cricket. So it looks like there's going to be pockets of rain today at Lord's. That won't bother Jimmy. If he can use a bit of the weather, he'll get some sideways movement and take a few edges. Let's see how we get on. Have a great day, everybody. Speak to you later.